So we didn't know where India was ever. So we
It was
didn't
like
know.
a forest.
It was. It definitely was a forest. I've seen all the forests around. Korega Park was a jungle at that time. Doing it for 25 years, you want to take a break. So now when I want to travel, I don't want to party.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And we weren't allowed to drink on the job,
Oh wow.
but we did. So I told the manager of the day, listen, I'm never going to come back to this place again. Next week, I got a call from somebody, there's an opening that's happening, do you want to take it up?
Wow.
I said, yes, sure, why not? Let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
And I see the same guy on the way.
Hi guys, welcome to Enlighten with Nehha. Today we have a very special guest and a very dear friend of mine, DJ Abhishek Mantri in the house. I mean, who doesn't know him? I think a very renowned name in the music industry, and I for sure love his music because it's very exclusive and niche. Doesn't go with this typical Bollywood stuff. So we can't wait to hear your journey and how did it all began. And you can take us down memory lane, take us through your childhood. Like,
Nice. So basically, I started up when I was 16 years old. So instead of going to the coffee shop, I went to the bar directly.
whoa.
So I missed that coffee shop era. And I quite like it. In fact, yeah, that time it was a different scene.
Right.
Of course, we were not allowed to drink. We had restrictions. We had a lot of things. But then, and again, coming from a different background, coming from a business family, and everybody wanted me to continue the business and do something else. So when I told them DJing, so it was a shocker for everybody.
I think
It
it's
shocked-
that time special.
It shocked everybody out. So 25 years back, it was a big shocker for everyone.
Wow. Yeah, it's
For
pretty old.
getting in the music industry. With everybody, there were only three professions.
I
You
know.
could either be an engineer, you could be a doctor, or you could be
Probably a lawyer.
a lawyer,
Yeah,
or anything
conventional. Yeah.
anything professional, but majorly doctor or engineer. I don't think there was any other professional. So finally, music was something that even I didn't know I was going to get into.
Mhm.
So it just happened one of days, and I just happened to be there at the right place at the right time.
Wow.
And so things started happening. My first break happened to be Thousand Oaks. That is
Wow.
one of the rock temples known in India. So that was the only place listed on Lonely Planet way back in the day. Way back in the day.
Wow.
So we had people from all over.
Uh-huh.
In fact, when I started up, I think there were only 5 or 6 known clubs / pubs in Pune.
Yeah. Of
So
course.
people from
Back
that was an MG road. So people from Hinjewadi used to come that far. IT had just started.
Yeah,
Just started
getting
setting
into
up.
Pune. Yeah.
So we didn't know where Hinjewadi was ever. So we
It was
didn't
like
know.
a forest.
It was. It definitely was a forest. I've seen all the forests around. Korega Park was a jungle at that time.
Yeah.
So the bridge was not there. A lot of things. So I've seen a lot of evolution. In fact, in the city as well outside. But I being from Pune,
Born and brought up here.
born, brewed, and spoiled. Everything in everything in Pune. Started from
Like the spoil.
yeah.
Right.
So that's what. So it's been 25 years of DJing now. So I started up with. I used to like house music at that time. A lot of house music. A lot of. That time there was a lot of Psy that used to happen. A lot of Psy parties were happening everywhere.
Mhm.
There's like the trance
Yeah.
parties and all.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you go also.
Oh, really?
So I've
Back
lived in
then?
Goa also. I've lived in Goa. I have a few relatives there. So as a child, all my summer vacations were spent there at home. So we were not allowed to go that side. So that side is where all the parties
The
happen.
dark side.
It's not the dark side. We were
I mean,
just children.
people
So
pussy.
yeah, no. So we were just children. So it's like that time the Baga Kalangut area was like.
The hot.
It was the hot stuff, but at that time, you were like hardly 13, 14 years old, so you were not allowed to go
Of
there.
course.
But of course, we did. We did.
Tricked into.
So we pricked into that, so we did. And I learned, that's how I got into music basically.
I mean, that's the place to be, right? Like, I'm sure Goa was on the top for DJing? I mean, that
Not really.
in
Not
India, I mean.
in India, but not
Yeah.
anymore. Not anymore.
Of
Not-
course.
Not
no,
anymore.
it's-
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a nice place, but I like now since after doing it for 25 years, you want to take a break. So now when I want to travel, I don't want to party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So my
You're done
car,
with it.
even if it's in my car has the lowest volume. I don't have a fancy music system in my car. Only for the reason is because there's no music in my car.
You
So-
want the peace.
Yeah, I want the peace there. When I travel,
Pretty
when I'm called to someone's house, so everybody expects me to have music on my phone. I have no music on my phone.
Really?
I have absolutely no music on my phone.
Wow. But I think I get your point. You're balancing that, because otherwise it can really give you like a burnout.
Definitely. When you're home, for me, it's like going from one job to another job. I don't want to go from a party to another party. I'm
Of
done.
course.
I want to go home. When I'm at home, that's the reason I don't have so many house parties anymore now. Now I think I'm just chilling and taking it easy.
Your sacred space. You
Yeah,
want
it's
to
my
like
favorite space.
go
It's
and
just
be-
chill out and yeah.
That's
nice.
so obvious. So, I mean, tell us about that spark. The first time what was the feeling of like, why did you want to become a DJ? Like, take us through that episode.
Okay, so basically, now after school, I decided I want to get into music. It just happened. It just happened. I was playing at a friend's party, and it's one of my best friends is a shippy now. So we used to, we've grown up together. We were together from many years in school.
Right.
Then he being a Catholic, Catholic.
Yeah.
So we used to have a lot of these Christmas parties at his house,
Sure.
and a lot of parties. So there was always a party atmosphere in his house.
Wow.
And whenever the music used to happen, they used to have the music. So I was very fascinated by it. I was like very fascinated by it.
And you were the one.
Yeah, they used to assign me also go and play some music. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go and do that. And as a
What
child
else?
also in my house, so we've always, like my father traveled a lot before. So he used to get all these cassettes at that time.
Okay.
So right from, and that time, when you're like, I'm an 80s child, so I think when my father was traveling, at that time, 1AM was very big, Bee Gees, ABBA.
Yeah.
So I used to listen to this
Me
as a
too.
child.
Yeah.
So it got in my head, it
Of
just got
course.
in my head.
Yeah.
And then that's how the music journey started up. And then I met, I happened to go out, meet up with a couple of sound engineers. One thing led to another, and
Just
there
out
came
of
an
curiosity.
opening, just out of
Yeah.
curiosity, something happened where, there was an opening at one of the bars. So he's like, would you want to take it up? I said, I do want to take it up, and let's see how it goes. And I knew basics about it because I was learning. I
Right.
was learning.
Yeah.
So I knew I was honestly not a pro at that time. And that time we didn't have professional
Courses.
courses
Yeah.
or professional schools like today, what we run. So that time things were a lot different than what it is.
Mhm.
And that's how we started up, and one thing led to another, and somebody had to leave. There was a DJ who had to go, so they needed a replacement. I was there at the right
Got
place
lucky.
at the right time. But by the way, before I joined Thousand Oaks, I was denied entry 3 times at Thousand Oaks itself.
I think
Yes.
that's the story of every legend. right?
So I was denied entry the first time when I went in. Stags weren't allowed. I said okay, and I was wearing shorts again, so I went in. I wasn't allowed, so I went back home. And I was just new in the scene, just getting in
Yeah.
the scene.
And 14.
Yeah.
what
So
did you
second
say?
time I come in, I convinced a friend of mine. I told her like, listen, just come with me. Just give me an entry, and you can go back home. I just need to enter this place. I go there, and there's a private party happening there again.
Oh my god.
So I was a little disappointed. I said, okay,
course.
fine. I'll go back. I'll come back the next week. Try the next Saturday.
Didn't give up.
Didn't give up. The next Saturday, I got the friend again. Came there. That time they asked me for a cover charge of 200 rupees. And I didn't have money. I had hardly
Like
any money.
most of us never got pocket money at
So we had very basic limitations,
that time. Yeah.
So I told the manager on the gate, listen, I'm never going to come back to this place again. Next week, I got a call from somebody, and there's an opening that's happening. Would you want to take it up?
Wow.
I said, yes, sure, why not? Let's give it a shot.
Amazing.
And I see the same guy on the gate. He's looking at me. I said, can I go in? He's like, okay, go inside.
No, I mean, did you
And-
give
and-
him
and-
the shit that
And
now
that
I'm
feeling of
invited?
walking inside after being denied 3 times is looking back and saying, in your head, it's like, yes, I have finally done it.
Arrived.
I have made it inside. I have made it inside. So I went in for the interview and all. I
Right.
spoke to Mr. Lamba, the
Yeah.
boss there. I spoke to him. So he said, "This is the music you got to do and all." I said, he asked me, "What rock songs do you know?" And I didn't know any rock songs. So the only two rock songs I knew were Summer of 16 and We Will Rock It, which are not even rock songs. So
Are you serious?
yeah, so this happened with me. But I told him I'm willing to learn.
Okay.
I am willing to learn.
I think that's what you liked about.
So then I think I spent a lot of afternoons there. I used to take down notes.
Oh.
I used to ask him for help. A lot of
Sure.
regulars, I used to ask them for help.
Right.
Like at that time, we used to do Beatles night and Jim Morrison nights.
Team
Basically,
night.
theme nights and Budaba nights. We started Budaba nights, I think, almost 23 years ago. I still have one poster. I still have a poster from
Yeah,
that
it's
same.
a treasure.
And that time there was no Facebook. There was
Yeah. This was.
the first social media that came was Orkut.
Yeah, of
Orkut was
course.
there.
We all remember that, the dating scene.
So the Orkut was there, and the chats were there. So that's how we connected, and no other social media, no other promotion.
Right.
So we used to rely only on a paper ad.
Yeah.
Once in a year on the New Year, our paper ad used to come with my name. So I used to be so happy seeing my name in the newspaper.
Of course.
It was a big deal at that time.
Yeah.
So that's how my journey started at Thousand Oaks. Every day was a learning phase. We kept learning, we kept learning, we kept learning. We kept looking for better equipment, but then I finally get a response from my bosses. You need to have better DJs first, then to have better equipment.
That was pretty blunt.
Yeah, I felt very bad. But from that day, I started working even more harder.
I think
So,
blessing in disguise.
Everything. No, he taught us. He has taught us everything about the business. Wherever I am today, I'm dedicated to that place, and
Wow.
especially to Mr. Lamba and a lot of my regular friends were there
Sure.
who have guided me through the journey and who showed us the right path.
Yeah.
The most important part is not the journey. Also, it's like you meet so many people on the way. who
And
gonna
meeting
guide
the
you.
right people.
Meet the right
Yeah.
people who are going to guide you.
Yeah.
So I've had, we used to have requests on paper or
Yeah.
paper napkins and your request board from there. So when I left Thousand Oaks, I saved up my best requests till date. So I still have them. The memories.
I have to visit your
Yes.
studio. What is
So that was for 9 years. I was with Thousand Oaks for 9 years.
That's a
Every
long time.
night I went there. So
every night?
every day.
7 days.
6 days. Thursdays
6
was
days.
my
Okay, yeah. Thankfully.
Thursdays was my off. So every Thursday I was out, either traveling. So that was my one day of travel.
Okay.
And we weren't allowed to drink on the job.
Oh, wow.
But we did. But we did.
I knew this was coming.
There are ways to do it.
Coke. I think the best way.
No, you're not allowed to drink, but there's no rule you can't come drunk.
Whoa, good one. Guys, roger that.
So there's some secrets. But anyway, no, but of course he knew what we were doing. Then
Yeah.
we grew up and then we
Yeah.
grew there. Some days we were allowed to do it. Then we were restricted. You can only do this much. But then he guided us the right way. He wanted the best for
Sure.
us. He
Like a
wanted the best.
mentor, basically,
Yes.
for you, right? Who shaped up. Like 9 years is a long time.
So even now, after like 25 years, I go to Thousand Oaks. I still feel the same vibe. In fact, I was there last week and I reached at 8:30 and that was my reporting time. I felt like I've come back to work after like 25 years at the same place. Nostalgia. 8:30 I enter. There are less people sitting down.
Yeah.
Usually I used to enter at that time and take over the console.
Yeah.
So the whole feeling came back.
No, I
the
can
feeling
imagine.
was there. It's the same
My
feeling.
question is, why didn't you tell me? When you were going to T.O.'s, it's long due.
Oh man, Theox is there's a lot of emotion there.
I have to
A lot of
In
emotion
fact,
there.
let me tell you, that was the first club I went in Pune because I came to Pune in high school.
Okay.
And so for me, it's very special because that was my first exposure to club
Mhm.
life in Pune. So that's why I keep going back to it.
When was this?
This was what, high school, matlab 20 years back?
20 years back? Huh. I was the DJ there that
You were
time.
the DJ?
I was the DJ
Maybe
there.
I met you then.
Yes. I'm sure I was the DJ there. I was there for 9 years. You could miss me except if you come on a Thursday night.
No, I would generally come on a weekend.
So we've done odd jobs to survive the career also. It's not been like, And 25 years back, as I told you, my father only told me one thing: you want to do this, no problem. You're by yourself.
Ah,
You
like
have
all
food to eat.
fathers do.
You have food to eat. You have a place to stay. You've got clothes to wear. Rest is everything. You make it or you break it.
Wow.
So I had to struggle. Of course, I had to do other jobs also, other
Of
part-time jobs.
course, I'm sure.
That time, some other mobile companies, cellular companies were there. So I did odd jobs with them in the
Right.
morning.
Right.
I stole insurance. I did some other marketing jobs just to survive my DJ.
I
just,
think you
just,
become a consultant now.
just for my, I can definitely become a consultant. And just to survive my passion,
Right.
just to keep my passion alive. So for the first 9 years, it was only struggle.
Mm-hmm.
It was only struggle, pure struggle.
Yeah,
And every time you want to give up, after every 3 months, 4 months, you want to give up. You say, "Bus, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it," because it gets to you. It gets to you. It gets to you. And again,
that was my next question. That how did you actually sustain it? Because I'm sure it takes a toll on your mental health. I
It
mean,
does.
doing the same thing
Mm.
every single day. So yeah, please enlighten us about it.
That time, as I said, it was more important than keeping the passion alive. A lot of people who started during my career, a lot of people gave up 4 years, 5 years, 3 years. When you have assistants, also when you have new boys coming in assisting you,
Yeah, you never know when
I
this guy is going to
50
pass.
assistants,
Yeah.
in that tenure. Because people come, people who very few survive. Very few can survive, take the hard work.
Also, it's experimental for most.
It's
I think.
experimental
Yeah.
also. And again, see, at the start, when you're doing this, at that time, like it was not a recognized profession. It wasn't a recognized profession.
Absolutely not.
So again, money-wise, it's so difficult.
Yeah.
So difficult to survive. I started with $1,000 a month. That was my salary when I
Wow.
eventually started up.
That's dedication. I mean,
So I didn't give up. But then my boss taught us everything the right way. So we had a cleaner console, cleaner equipment, and it was not like how it is right now. People just come do whatever you want. So we value our equipment. We valued everything. And the only equipment that lasted for so many years because we took care of it. And we were not, of course, we don't want to misuse it. But everything.
So they still have that.
They still have some of the old equipment.
Wow.
It is still there. It's still packed
And in
kept on
fact,
top.
that's one of the best systems. It's
No, it's not there. It's in Thousand Oaks. I know where it's kept.
Okay.
It's kept on top in the office. I have only kept it up.
Nice.
So I know where it's kept.
It's like second home for you.
It's like a museum inside. So that is like.
Interesting.
So that's been there. So
right.
Sustainability was a very big factor.
Of course.
You couldn't give up. You could never give up.
Yeah.
So you had to wait.
And find ways
to deviate your mind somewhere here and there. So every Thursday was my off. I should take off to Mulchi, Mabi.
Just zone out.
Just zone out. Just for a change. That's going to change your mental space, and then you come back. But that's what I'm saying. But then it was important to survive.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I had a lot of breaking points.
I'm sure.
I had a breaking point probably after every 6 months.
Yeah.
After every 6 months.
Obvious.
I decided, no, I'm going to leave.
And you don't have people to refer to now around.
Yes.
It's like you're this very one of the handful people who are actually building it up, right? Even as a profession.
So I diversified also. Right from DJing, I got into my own DJ classes, where I started teaching people how to DJ in 2002, 2003. No, actually 2002, November 13.
That's like 4 years later.
4 to 5 years later. That's when I started up because there was no help.
Yeah, I mean,
there was no direction.
Yeah.
There was no direction.
Absolutely. Even today, I think not many people know that there's actually a course for DJ.
Now it's opened up quite a bit because of the internet is there.
Yeah.
You just search in Google, you find everything.
Yeah.
Of course, but still, we're still there also. And I've got students like way back in the day, even till date. I've got students from Bombay who come over. I had somebody from Hong Kong who's come here for a short visit and he did the course from us, especially come for the course.
Wow.
We've got people coming from Bangalore. We've got people coming from other states coming down to do this, a lot of neighboring villages, people coming down and doing the course.
Like
and we've always had our
how
stations.
long? Like for somebody who's aspiring to be a DJ, could you just elaborate a little?
So there are basic, there is intermediate, there's advanced. So depending on your passion and your need, You could take up a basic course if you just like want to do it just for kicks.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't want to know anything. Just want to know basically about DJing, but don't want to take it up as a career.
Or maybe like check out whether
You want to check out whether you
have
want
it
to
in
do
you
or not.
Yeah.
And then the second one that comes into the intermediate course where it's only studio works, but then you're passionate about it. But again, still you say, I don't want to take it up as I don't want to take it as a career. Maybe it happens, maybe it happens.
Yeah.
Then I'll do that. And the next one is your pro course where people actually come in to learn and who really want to do something with this
Like
guy.
a very sincere, filtered crowd.
Yes. And we have a very limited thing. So I do only a one-to-one.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I only do a one-to-one. So
I'm signing up soon.
very. So we only do like 4 students in a month.
Okay.
I'm sold out for the next 1 year.
Ouch. Can I?
Now, if somebody does,
Can I make a special request?
if somebody does cancel, I'll definitely put you in.
I'm honored.
No, but that's what we want to do
Yeah.
is I want to deliver now. See, we used to have batches before, way back in the day.
Yeah.
The flow was too much at that time. But then now I realize that, you know what, I just don't want to do it. If I want to do it, I want to do it the
Like
right
quality
way.
versus
Quality,
quantity. Yeah.
So less people coming in, and even I want to see what happens. This requires a lot of dedication and patience
I'm
also.
sure. I'm sure.
And this is not like a regular book. You come, you read a book, you buy heart it, and it's done. It's not like that. You have to learn. It's very practical
It's
based.
very
You have to be
feel,
there.
yeah.
You have to feel it,
Breathe it.
breathe it. And you know what? I can even tell you, when you've not had a good sleep and you've come to the class now, when you're playing, I can tell you haven't slept well.
Yeah.
It shows on the music. So music, it has a lot of emotions also.
I'm
So
sure.
when somebody's playing, you can either identify he's in a good mood,
it's the low
bad
note.
mood, he's at a fight, he's in a low mood, he's in a very happy zone. So what is the zone also? So it
I'm
does
sure.
matter also.
We got to talk about that.
Yes.
That's a very
And-
interesting
Yes, and
topic.
you have to always, when you're on stage also, you have to have a good, you gotta keep smiling whether you like or don't like.
Of
You have to
course,
do that.
you have a
Otherwise,
choice. Yeah.
yes. So if you, and this is the people's job, you
Yeah.
have to be there, you have to be a people's
Yeah.
person, you have to
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah, but
The people have
just
to
to go back to your course, like
Yes.
the basic is what, 3 months or
No, the basics only 7 sessions.
7 sessions, and the intermediate would be
Intermediate would be like 12 sessions, and the
Okay.
advanced would be 24 sessions. Plus, we provide them with experience at the clubs, and but that's only for the
the
advanced course.
sincere one.
The sincere.
Yeah,
See, because basically, if somebody is going to make an effort, even we are going to make an
of
effort.
course.
I don't want to have somebody, and even I choose my students when somebody comes in. So, of course, the first meeting, and since we've got young kids also coming in now, and we call their parents also.
Is
Now,
it really?
yes, I have to call their parents because what happens is the first thing is when you say DJ, you get sometimes for a layman, a lot of wrong ideas come to your mind. Oh, what is he going to do? Is he going to be alcohol?
Oh,
Is there going to be
yeah,
substances?
drugs,
Is there
yeah.
going to be atmosphere? What is it? No, we have a very clean atmosphere. We have a very
Yeah,
clean
which
atmosphere.
it's like
We have, see, it's a profession now. So we take it as a profession, and we're taking it as a profession. So we want to keep it also clean. So there are rules, regulations for boys who are joining in students. Nobody's allowed to drink. Nobody's allowed. Of course, you can have food, soft drinks. You can do that.
I think it's a big myth, like
yeah, of
perception.
course, it's a big myth.
It's
See,
like DJing means it comes with.
see that is always been a myth. But what happens is when you call the parents, you explain this because see what happens is nobody's exposed to it.
Correct.
The problem is this is out of like 1,000 professions, this
Yeah.
might be that 0.99
Yeah.
profession where it's like very least considered because
Yeah.
again it's not like the regular go to
Of course, I mean.
profession. So somebody either needs to be passionate about it.
Yeah.
But then now what has happened is now since the internet has opened up, everything exposure is there. People are traveling. People are also have opened up now.
Sure.
And people have opened up when they see all these cultures. See, the culture has been there.
Yeah.
A lot of European countries have been there.
Yeah.
Even there it's open. Even there it's open.
Of course.
Yes. And
Much
exposure.
more, I think.
And what does a parent want? By the end of the day, the parent also wants to know whether his child is going to be safe or no. Of course, that's a valid point.
Of course.
And I would want the parents to come in first to understand what this is. Because see, 25 years back when I explained this to people, they didn't get it.
Of course.
They didn't get it because that time, and nobody would believe me.
Yeah.
They wouldn't believe me at that time. But then when I made it big, so that's when they believe it, like, oh, yeah.
They take you seriously.
They take you seriously now.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So my own relatives, didn't take me seriously.
Yeah.
No, now my closest friends took me seriously. They said, you do this, you might just give up. You're not
Yeah,
going to take it up."
usually people would think that okay, he's just trying it out.
Hey, just trying it out.
Yeah.
But then later on, I realized, as I told you, I didn't give up and I didn't want to give up. As
Thank
I
God
as
you
much as I
did
wanted
not.
to, but it didn't happen. Something inside said no.
Wow. So, like
Yes.
after 9 years, what was your next milestone?
So, 9 years, this was like January 2007.
Mm-hmm.
I took a break. I was in Goa at that time and I told my boss that I think
Burnt out.
I'm burned out. I need a little break. Like, no problem. It's better you move out and you find I was getting more offers and getting
Of
to play at more
course.
clubs, more
Yeah,
days.
I
more
mean, you
things.
must be a well-known DJ by then.
No, I had started up from there, agreed I'd created a name, but not at that level. So not at that level. But then still,
Sorry to cut you, but I actually want to understand, music is so
Mm.
therapeutic,
Mm.
right? I mean, it's a little ironical for me to
Mm.
know that you can burn out of music. So, what I want to know is it technically very challenging to plan your DJing?
see, the burnout is going to happen in any field. You take any field, any field, any field. If you're going to do anything, it's going to burn out.
I actually want to understand, music is so therapeutic, right? I mean, it's a little ironical for me to know that you can burn out of music. So, what I want to know is it technically very challenging to plan your DJing?
See, the burnout is going to happen in any field. You take any field, any field, any field. If you're going to do anything, it's going to burn out.
Mm-hmm.
And again, more than that, it has to bring you peace first. I think any career that you choose, for me personally, being an artist, and as I say, being an artist, DJing is one side, but I would consider myself as an artist because what happens is I'm delivering something. This is all about passion. And it shows my mood outside. It's going to show, it's going to reflect everything.
Yeah, you're radiating.
Yeah, so I'm radiating that energy.
Yeah.
So it all depends on the mood, all depends on the mood. And I cannot burn myself out. So that is the reason now I choose to work only twice or thrice a week maximum. When I'm not overdoing it, but I'm doing it. And again, the kind of music that I select. So I'm passionate about it. I've reached a phase where I want to do, this is what I want to do. And my job as a DJ, the most important job as a DJ, is to educate people with good music. If I'm going to do the same genres of music and the same XYZ, what XYZ are doing, then why do you want to hire me?
Yeah, might as well have a YouTube.
Take a YouTube channel. I'll give you the playlist. Use that, no problem. Don't waste my time also. I'm okay with that. No, I'm okay with that.
No, it's fair. I mean,
It's fair.
totally fair.
See, if you're not going to deliver, you have to deliver also as an artist. And the problem in India being is, just because you're in India, everybody expects you to do Indian music.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not necessary.
Yeah.
Like you eat Italian food, you eat Greek food, you eat Mediterranean food,
Exactly.
you eat Chinese food, you eat anything, you eat burgers.
Yeah.
You know, I can't tell you like you only eat Indian food just because you're Indian.
Wow, I love that analogy.
So you have to be open, and you have to be open to experiment.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying I can change the whole way of it, the perception of the people, but one step at a time, from where I started up till now, I think I've come far.
Oh,
I've
of course.
very,
I
very
think
far.
you have created a revolution. I mean, one of
No, I had to fight against the tide. I had to fight against the tide. Even till date, we fight against the tide. See, when I explain this to them, you know what happens is now when they come to my party, they get used to it. Now they get used to it.
It grows on you.
It grows on you.
Yeah.
See, either you like it or you don't like it.
Absolutely.
So if you don't like it, fair enough.
Yeah.
Now I cannot help I cannot sit and kill. I want everybody to be happy.
Of course.
So whenever we do an event, whenever we have something, I clearly write so it's not misleading the audience. It's clearly mentioned on the flyer or the text. This is the genre of music. Now, if you resonate,
Yeah.
you show up.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're welcome. Still.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Everybody is welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But don't come and go to an Italian restaurant and ask for pav bhaji. You can't do that, right?
Wow.
He's going to kick
As
you out.
simple as that.
No, he's going to kick you out. Nobody's going
course.
to listen to you.
Yeah.
Now, every profession, even in this profession, and I take it seriously, it is a profession.
It's
And you have to take it
and
seriously.
it is.
It is a profession.
And not an easy one.
No, you have to make sure everybody is on the right page. But see, I cannot do it 100 out of 100. We try to do it. But I think we reach a 70% mark somewhere.
That's huge.
See, 30% are going to be unhappy any which ways.
I mean, yeah, not everybody even comes for the music. I mean, people have different.
Yeah, some people come for the other reasons. Some people come to
Yeah.
eat, some people come to
Yeah.
drink, some people
Yeah.
come to
So
catch up. So that's fine, you know, that's fine.
70 is a big achievement.
So I think 70 is a decent figure.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's more, sometimes it's
Yeah.
less.
Yeah.
So on good days and bad days. So we also have bad days, we also have good days.
Yeah. Yeah.
So on a bad day, now after so many years, you can't catch me that I have a bad day. But I know I've had a bad day. And it shows on my music.
Yeah.
And that is the day I think most people enjoy that music
You're playing
because I am not playing up to my mark. So I'm playing something like
below standard.
below standards. Sometimes I feel that I have reached a phase where I have reached ahead in time in terms of music, in terms of the local scenes.
Sure. I'm sure.
So I have to come back. In fact, I was just thinking on the drive here.
Uh-huh.
I was just thinking, you know what? And see, this would be good, could be bad. I'm taking it in the right space.
Yeah.
I'm not saying no. Experimentation will happen, but the percentage of my experimentation, I'm going to reduce
You
that.
have to balance.
I'll balance that out. So probably I'm going to go like, I used to like 70% new cuisine. So now I'm going to do like 25% new. Then 70% comfort food. Or maybe
I
60%.
thought 50-50 maybe.
60% comfort food.
Okay.
So basically, what they like would be like, okay, fine, no problem. At least you know it
For the masses.
for the masses.
Yeah.
But see, that was not my scene. But then sometimes you have to do it. On some days, you have
kind
to.
of adjust.
You have to do. You have to just wait for the right time, right space, and then
But I think, like they say music can change cultures.
yeah.
And like I have seen, with the hip hop scene coming in and this entire global music scene, I see like people mindset also changing along with it.
Yeah, but music can take you from places to places also.
Yeah.
You know how?
Tell me.
If you have Honey Singh playing here, I'll go to another bar. I'll go to other places.
Okay then.
Yeah.
We get the point here.
So that's how I change the places. So that's how it works. So no, sorry, there was just
Yeah.
a joke and
No, I mean, it's all in a healthy, lighter note, guys.
yes, please don't
Yeah.
hate me. They got us music.
Yeah, no.
I'm open to it. Everybody likes their own music. I don't like that.
Yeah,
kind of
each
music.
to its own.
I'm used to. I'm open for it.
Yeah.
I like my kind of music. You guys like your kind of music. Fair enough. There's love for music is everywhere. Whoever loves whichever
And it's
song.
an ocean.
It's an ocean. It's an ocean.
Like,
Now we know probably this much of it. There's like so much more left.
I swear.
And in 25 years, I've known only this much. So there's like so much of me.
I think
so much.
like
of me.
1,000 lifetimes won't be
Yeah.
enough.
1,000 lifetimes won't be enough to
Yeah.
understand this
And
thing.
it's constantly evolving.
Yeah, and it's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
Yes, sounds change every few months. There's a sound change. Now, where I come from is I've seen the evolution of music. I saw a lot of evolution.
I'm
So
sure.
I could relate to the sounds. I could tell you which era it's coming. I might not be accurate, but I could tell you the era. Like
It's basically gone into your set.
it's gone into my settings now where it's like I know, and now I know even now it's so region wise also.
Yeah.
Like I know this is this instrument.
Wow.
The artist's origin has to come from there.
That's like a phenomenon.
So this
You have become a phenomenon.
no, but again, see again, it's very subjective. Again, it can't be accurate, not always.
I mean,
But we can find the root sort of it where the sound is coming from.
that's
This one is
also,
sound.
I think, a
So-
great skill. Yeah.
So then the artist comes like London has a different sound, Berlin has a different sound, Ibiza has a very Balearic different sound. Now most of them do house, but the variation is very different. Amsterdam has a different sound. Like Australia has a different sound.
It reflects the culture.
Yeah, it reflects the culture, the people, what are they listening to. See, global is going to be standard. The commercial stuff and the regular stuff is going to be standard.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the other underground genres, the
Yeah.
other things. So that is going to be where it's made. I can identify
Wow.
places that sound. I can tell you this sound comes from probably I will not give you exact city, but I can tell you the region.
Region.
This is the region that this sound sounds like. Like Istanbul has a very different sound.
Yeah. And I think
A
it
lot of
comes
artists,
from-
a lot of musicians come from there.
Sure.
So a lot of guys. So everybody has a different tune. Like when you listen to an Indian guy, you know that where the background is coming from. A lot of guys have similar sound, but now even a lot of local boys are evolving. They're using a lot of international sounds. So again, you
It's
have
all
to,
kind of
yes,
yeah.
it's there, it's there.
But I think it also comes like an instrument. Let's say a string instrument. I think even a guitar is different from different regions.
Yes, it sounds different.
Yeah, Arabic guitar is so different from like a.
Now the djembe,
yeah.
like originally,
Yeah.
I think it's a Mauritian instrument.
Africa or
Mauritian instrument, but yeah, parts of Africa also. A lot of African. So that was there. The djembe is there. Then there are a lot of bongos, a lot of things. But that's all tribal. But now there's a new genre that's coming. That's like Afro house. But this has been there for like 25 years. I heard it 25 years ago.
India, it's
No. I heard it in India only. That is really tribal at that time. Now the definition has
the
changed.
term is more fancy.
Yeah, so basically now the genres have got more sub-genres, sub-genres. You know, somebody's got like, it used to be only house first, but now there is melodic house, progressive house, but there are more sub-genres like deep house. Deep house came in 2010, 11.
Right.
There was Head Candy before.
Yeah.
So
I still can't wrap my head around it, but
that's okay. That's okay. That's going to take time once you get into the profession. That's when it's going to, you learn more. See, you experiment, you learn, you experiment, you learn, you experiment. You learn.
That's
And a lot of artists are there who change the sound. That's why, a lot of artists become big because they have changed that sound.
Yeah.
So when they do the switch over, like every 3 months, 6 months, whenever, there's no period of time, just giving an example. But whenever there is switch on the music. Like, I feel 2002, 2004 was like electro. That era was a lot of electro.
Retro.
No, electro.
Okay,
Retro is a completely different genre. Then again, 2005 to 2007, 8 was like more. Then the word EDM came into action. But EDM is nothing but electronic dance music.
Yeah.
Everything that's made electronically comes under EDM, right?
Yeah. It's a very broad term.
It's a very big genre. It's a very big EDM itself is it's an individual genre. Then again, if there are a lot of all the genres of electronic music, like your house, your techno, your sub genres, all your genres come under EDM, electronic dance music. So there's a lot of confusion between that. So there's a lot of confusion between that. There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like you said, that even as a DJ, you need to keep evolving your music.
Definitely.
Right? So how is your research process? Like, take us a little deep into, once you feel that there's a saturation, what do you do about it?
No, so you listen to different artists. See, every day is not going to be the same. So as I'm a very versatile artist, so I cannot say that I'll stick to something. I'll stick to my genres of music. So my genre, I have different genres of music that I like. So I just don't like one.
Okay,
like
but so broadly, is there an umbrella term?
Yes. No, there is. My primary genre would be house.
Okay.
House music, but house / I could do a lot of disco / I would say melodic techno to be real.
Okay.
Now under these, there are like lots of subgenres.
Sure.
Lots of subgenres. Under house, there are like 100 subgenres now, where you can define your sound. You could do disco house, you can do funky house, you can do progressive house, you can do melodic house, you can do deep house.
So when you're playing, it's like a matrix of all the three?
Depends again on my mood.
Yeah.
And again, one instrument can change the genre of the music.
Wow.
And we catch the instruments. So when I make my compiles also, so I know what instruments are there in this one. So when you play something from this folder, it's going to sound similar. You play something from this folder, it is going to sound a little different but similar in their way. Another one similar in their way.
Wow, that's
so. So that is like detailing, but that is like super segregation.
Wow.
So that takes a lot of time. So it's not just coming and putting all the songs together and playing one song. No.
Most people think that.
No, people think it's just coming and just playing music and going back. No, I have to play with emotions.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of emotions that are going in a club. Somebody's in a bad mood, somebody's in a good mood, somebody's in a happy mood. The zones what people are in. People are comfortable with what they know.
Yeah.
What they like, what they don't like.
And
so again,
break the wall.
yes, so we have to experiment. We have to give them a balance between what they know and what they like and what they should know.
Yeah.
What I want to give them as
And
an
what
artist.
they might like.
What they might like.
Yeah.
Some days they like what I have, some days they don't like what I have.
Absolutely.
So it again depends, everything depends on the mood and for the place and for this.
And in fact, you're carrying this responsibility of
It's a responsibility.
like, elevating the entire space. I mean, that's huge, I mean,
And then
because-
you're standing there for 6 hours. Now nobody sees that.
Oh wow, that's
People think you're just playing music. No, there is so much of stress, so much of pressure. Somebody comes and tells me like, oh, I want to dedicate this song, this one, I want to play this song.
God.
Now there is not one person. Now when you go to a party of 300 people, okay, there are 300 things. For example,
Yeah,
there are 300 people there.
yeah.
Now 300 people have 300 different things going on in their mind.
Of
No
course.
two minds are going to be alike, right? Me and really, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But then so you might want a ghazal in a party. Somebody wants like Pankaj Udas, somebody wants something else.
I know.
Now I have to see what's going on. I have to go according to my theme, according to my genres,
Of course.
what I mentioned on my flyer.
Sure.
I suppose if I said house, clash, disco. So anything within that range falls in with 20 different genres.
Yeah.
Whatever falls in,
You have to
yes,
stick to that.
can go with that.
Authentic.
Can go with.
Yeah.
That makes it more perfect.
Yeah, of course. I mean, otherwise you can go all over the place. The
See,
same
you can do
things.
fusion stuff, you can do this, but then it spoils your product also. So,
Yeah.
see, I want to be a master of my product.
I mean,
I don't want to be a
that's
jack.
the way to go.
I don't want to be a jack.
Wow.
And I just
I
want to
love
be the
that.
master.
And you are.
I am, so I want to stick to my thing. I stuck to this. We've had arguments with friends, we've had discussions. It's been good. It's always a learning curve.
It's a
But
process.
then when I sit and explain this to them, I invite a lot of people to my studio. When they come over, I show them what this is done. I have had people who've like not understand why you play like this, why is it slow in the start, and why does it pick up
Uh-huh.
later.
Oh.
Now basically I'm a storyteller.
Yeah.
Now when you've come to my show, you've not just come to my show. You're there for 6 hours. Can I tell you a story from the middle or can I tell you the end first? No, right?
Yeah.
I have to build up a story. So when I'm
That's
playing,
very profound.
so when I'm playing, it's the story that I'm saying. It's the mood. It is going to get you in the zone.
You're basically taking everybody through a gamut
Yes.
of emotions, right?
So there are a lot of emotions there, as I told you. And again, when people are there, now this has worked also, it has not worked also.
Sure.
Like out of 10 times, it worked 6 times.
Okay.
4 times, suppose no, the audience isn't taking it.
And
So
you're
then-
like prepared.
So then I'm prepared. So then I switch.
Yeah.
And I completely give them a story which they are comfortable with. Fair enough, what they know, it's okay.
And
It happens. But sometimes as an artist, that's what the main job is. It's not just to come and make music. If I'm not going to educate them with good music, then why am I even there?
yeah, and also the
Why am I there?
that EQ of tapping into the emotion. That if the crowd is really liking this, that's so important.
I have people who go to another country and call me saying, oh, it's the same music what you play. I said, I've been giving it for so many years. Very घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर. So it's like they don't appreciate what's here. Huh? So it's like,
Sometimes it's
Ah,
actually
ठीक है,
his job.
so it's a thankless job also.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. Now see, now everybody has a different notion of it. But my job by the end of it is not to disappoint anybody. It's not done on purpose. But
Yeah,
But then I can only, I can't do everything. Yeah. Whatever I want to do, whatever is within my reach, I would want to do. But we are defining that this is what we are doing. We're not giving them a surprise and telling them this is a surprise. Come. It's not an open format, open genre.
Yeah.
Come play whatever it is.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it is defined.
specific.
It is specific. It's right there. It's mentioned everywhere.
I
All the
think you're
promotions are-
making people respect music in a different.
They should be.
Yeah.
They should be.
Because-
They should be. Now I'm not going to go.
Taken for granted.
Yeah, it is taken for granted at many places. A lot of, I don't know, with other people. With me, not so much. Because they come, they know that this is what you're going to get.
That specifically, like you're choosing your.
I'm choosing my venue, but again, they also know where they're coming in. Now, I've been there too long, now, almost 25 years. So they know that either you come here, either you want to be disappointed if you don't like the music, then you might as well
might
not
as
come.
well not come.
Because I'm not going to entertain.
Yeah.
I will not.
Yeah.
I will not. I
So
will.
people have got it. So going back to your journey now from Goa, like after the sabbatical that you took, what was the next
No, I didn't take sabbatical.
Or-
It was just a
just
3-day break.
Oh, sorry.
3-day break. No,
You
no,
said
no.
break. I thought.
Break is I was taking a day off. I took 3 days off.
That was huge.
That was a huge, big deal for me.
Okay.
So I went back and I joined a few clubs. I joined I was doing different nights at different
In
places.
Goa?
Goa, Pune, Bombay. So everything was happening. So that's when the exposure started to coming. That's where from here I was here, and then this is where the journey started taking.
What was that point? Like when it just took off?
When it started taking up was 2010.
10.
2010. Again, 2007 to 3 years again was a building up period. But I was getting more exposure, a little
And
bit,
was
little
it
bit more money.
like a specific club or like a
Different places.
breakthrough that
It was a
happened?
breakthrough. It was one of my favorite places also. I used to do the hotel pool parties.
Oh
That was
yes,
my
how
idea.
can we forget
Yes,
that?
so I started that.
One of
And
my
the ship,
favorite.
the ladies there at the ship, Wednesday nights. So we again,
I remember the kind of blast that happened on social media with your pictures and posters. Like you were all over the place.
so I was all over the place. I was all over the place. I got all the holdings here, there.
It
Yeah.
was so fancy at that time having like a pool party because
No, so this was before its time. In fact, a memory just showed up. Like it showed me 14 years ago at the pool party. I just shared one picture also recently.
really.
I was like, wow, I missed this. And this is what we were doing 14 years ago.
Yeah.
And this was the music I was delivering at that time.
Wow. I think you really revolutionized.
No, we had to. We had to. I'm still doing it. I'm still learning. I wouldn't say I'm perfect at it. I'm still learning.
Sure.
And one lifetime will not be enough to do this. This is going to take forever.
And it's infinite. Yeah.
So we keep doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is,
hotel, you were there for
9 years.
after like.
Yes. I was there for Sundays with them. Then Wednesday I was with another club.
Oh,
Fridays I was with another club. Saturday I was traveling somewhere. So it depends on
sure.
what I was doing. But I was at different places at different times.
Sure.
Different places at different times.
Yeah. I mean, you must be extensively traveling.
It started from there till 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Till 2020. 2020, I even know the date. Feb was the last. Feb 2020 bus.
Yeah.
After that, travel stopped.
Shut down.
And I was happy also actually.
Of course. I
was very
think you well deserved break.
I was telling myself, January 2020, I was telling this to myself, I need a break. Because I don't get paid for a few months, I don't care, I just need a break.
know.
And the break came on my birthday, that was my birthday gift.
What do you say?
Yes. 24th March,
You're
my birthday.
Destiny's Child for sure.
And 23rd March, they announced the lockdown.
Kya
I was so happy. I was so happy. I just woke up in the morning, got up on my birthday, put my phone off. I said, I don't want to listen
the
to
first
anything.
thing you need to do.
Yes, I was so happy. I was just happy that I need this break. And that break continued for a bit, for like few months.
You wouldn't do it otherwise.
I wouldn't do that. There was no chance.
Yeah.
So the COVID came as a disguise. Of course,
Yeah.
I didn't make any money, but I think more or less it was more of satisfaction than it was the money.
I think money is not your drive anyway. After you're liberated of your basics, I
You
think
need
it's-
money. So you see, definitely you need money. Definitely you need money somewhere or the other. But obviously you say don't need it, it could be wrong. But you need money. But it has to be self-sufficient also. You can't run behind it for
compromise.
compromise on your health also.
Yeah.
Like I tell this to a lot of new guys, you can work, you can do a lot of things. But don't overdo it where you overexert yourself and you're going to land up using that money in the hospital.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
Words of wisdom, guys. Please
So
know
keep,
that.
keep yourself fit, keep yourself healthy. So lockdown taught me a lot of things. I cycled for 12,000 kilometers in the whole lockdown. I
Wow.
loved it.
Wow.
My thing was to go from Pune to Goa on the cycle, but unfortunately lockdown opened up. The traffic was so much so I couldn't do it there.
Wow.
If I wouldn't have been there, I would have left.
Someday.
Someday. No, I'll do it again. I'll do it again.
Okay.
So in
Right.
fact, I travel to a different country. Whenever I go to another country, I cycle quite a bit there. Quite a bit. Because they've got a lot of people have got cycling tracks.
Sure.
So it's a little safer.
It's the best habit you've picked up.
I love cycling. I'm a morning person. So
Sure, sir.
surprisingly, DJing as a career, so people don't. I just tell you something.
Sure.
It's just a funny incident.
Right.
So whenever I take a walk or I'm cycling in the morning at 6:37, I'm out usually and I'm waving out to somebody. They don't even wave back because one, they cannot believe it's me. When I was partying the last night.
Yeah.
So you're walking on the road, you're waving out to somebody. Somebody goes back again the second round. What are you doing here? I said, "No,
Are you coming straight from?
I come straight from the party." I said, I went home, I slept, and I came back.
Wow.
So again, but again, so I like. I'm a morning person. I wake up at 5:30.
In fact, the
6 in the
first time you
morning.
told me that, I was like,
It's difficult to
how do you do
difficult
it?
to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love to get up in the morning.
That's amazing.
Unless I've had a very, very, very heavy night.
Yeah.
If it's a very, very heavy night,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna take it easy. But then otherwise, no.
So your sleep appetite should be really less in that case.
No.
Oh.
No. I do a good 7, 8 hours.
Okay. So you do mostly day parties in that case.
Yeah, so that is the
Yeah.
reason why I chose this. So, at 10 o'clock, you're back home. I'm in bed, usually when I'm not working.
Wow.
So, few nights when I'm out, of course, I'm home a little late. But I try to
Wrap up.
wrap up early. Like, if I'm finishing by 12, 12:30, I'm not going to hang around. I'm just going to leave in like 15 minutes.
I think that's a lot of wisdom that you've learned through the way.
No, you have to. See,
Yeah.
my sleep is more important than anything else.
Wow.
My sleep is
love
more
that.
important than
Yeah.
anything else. And I can
you
I can come back again the next day. We can do it again the next day. I'm okay with that. But then sleep is priority.
You need to rejuvenate.
You need to rejuvenate.
Yeah.
And again, as an artist, what happens is your mind has to be in the right spot
Absolutely.
to perform.
Yeah.
Because again, I cannot what happens is usually we mix up a lot of sets.
Sure.
Now, but usually, see, 10%, 20% is going to be common. It's like, okay, you're going to. Now, people who don't understand the music will say, oh, you played the same song last time, you're playing the same song. Now, they feel it's that, but it's not that. There is so much of experimentation that's gone into that.
Yeah, they can't sense
So much.
the details.
The details are so much. Like, if I have somebody who knows the genres, they can note down the songs
Wow.
and verify them with the next time, the next time, the next time, the next time. Okay, you might find 10-15% consistent, but that is going to be there.
That's the basic.
That's the basic. So that's with every genre, but it's not like 80% is common and you're just doing 10% experimentation, 20% experimentation. No. So the experimentation is so high. So high.
Wow. That must require a lot of work.
Yeah, it does require a lot of work.
So I mean, in the lockdown, like you said, you had a lot of time to contemplate. So how has it changed now? Like, do you feel it's like a 2.0 version of your life?
Yeah, definitely. This is a better version.
Yeah.
Definitely, I like this version.
What makes you say that? Like, what has changed?
What has changed? I'm working less, getting paid more.
Yo, three cheers to that, guys.
Yeah,
If
less.
you want to learn to do that, please. We're going to link all his handles. Feel free to go to him.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah, great.
No, it's I'm just saying that do whatever makes you happy. But again, at the same time, it should not affect your health. So you should not go and do anything that's going to take a toll on your health later on. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're doing.
Hands down, I have to.